Your body's built for activity. There's a whole world to discover. Pushing our limits, finding potential. Come discover your world of activity with RecSport SpotLight.
Parkour has always impressed me with its agility, acrobatics, fluidity of movement, and decisiveness in action. One look at my channel and you know how much I love the movement arts and movement discipline of all sorts. So it's no wonder that something as dynamic as this would rank among my top favorite ways to train the body and the mind. In gyms all across the country, there are students training in a variety of self-made obstacle courses designed to challenge you mentally and physically to do more than you thought you ever could. So let's take a look at how this all got started. Parkour has a couple parts to the origin story that make it what we know today. In 1902, Mount Pelée erupted, killing 30,000 individuals on Martinique Island in the Caribbean. George Herbert, a French naval lieutenant, coordinated an evacuation of 700 residents made up of indigenous and European descent. This same lieutenant went on to redevelop the military training standards of all French forces. He did this after observing how people moved while fleeing the destruction of the island. The natives all seemed fluid and able to deal with the obstacles and the lack of proper paths due to the devastation around them. But the European settlers had a much harder time evacuating. They were stiff and far less versatile to dealing with the debris and the loss of properly laid out paths. Of native tribes, Herbert said, "Their bodies were splendid, flexible, nimble, skillful, enduring, resistant, and yet they had no other tutor in gymnastics but their lives in nature." These observations during his travels led to the creation of obstacle courses, which inspired French special forces to build on Herbert's principles and develop what they dubbed the Path of the Warrior. Years later, Raymond Bell, a veteran of the French Special Forces, began showing his son David and friends the training and technique he used. David took to it well and began to develop the skill further in his local environment. This is what became parkour. Sometimes called tracers, they also call themselves yamikaze, after an African warrior tribe. David's close friend Sebastian Foucan later split with this group and traveled to the UK, where he continued to spread parkour, but calling it freerunning instead. The two terms later became identified by their distinctive methodologies. While both utilize a similar skill set at their base, Foucan's freerunning became associated with the most creative way from point A to point B. Aesthetics are a popular aspect of this style, while Bell's parkour became associated with the most efficient way from point A to point B, i.e. less acrobatics, flips, and other such stylistic components, never moving backwards. Another reason I admire and respect those who practice this unique and highly specialized skill set is that its origins and philosophy mirror so closely to my own. Lieutenant Herbert witnessed tragedy and heroism on that erupting island, and he realized that to be of real value, athletic skill and physical conditioning must be joined with courage and altruism. So a long-standing motto of parkour has been, "Be strong to be useful." I have long felt that by limiting physical limitations, we become more free to experience all that life has to offer. That would include the ability to preserve and prolong life, as situations may require. And this has been a constant motivator in my own training and in why I teach others. Parkour is incredibly cool and fun to watch as well as to learn, but it has its origins in helping others and in serving a free nation. By further limiting our own limitations, we may also free others of their own, whether by strength, flexibility, versatility, or a combination of them all. We can inspire others to have a healthier and potentially more fulfilling life. At the same time, we enable ourselves to better serve others and do what needs to be done in the event that disaster strikes, as it did one fateful day in 1902. Today, parkour has a purist cultural mentality. Official organization came late to the society that popularized it through small film and video production. Its founders remain in the spotlight, but have done so reluctantly. As a result, many have attempted to recreate the activity in their own image, often without training or discipline that the early founders developed. Injuries and a few unfortunate fatalities have been the outcome. This and the purist mentality of many parkour practitioners have likely contributed to the slow growth and spread of parkour in the West and many other places. Competition has always been resisted, and formalizing organizations met with pushback. It hasn't helped that in some cases, parkour has taken on comparison with some unfavorable social urban practices like skateboarding, seen as a nuisance and a practice of rebellion against the social norms. But parkourers don't see themselves this way and reject the comparisons. They don't think competition is right for the discipline and that it should be kept practical and efficient and shouldn't be used in high-profile marketing of any sort. But parkour's principles remain based in versatility, adaptability, and development. As we evolve, and our environment evolves, and our perspectives evolve, so too will our activity, and so too will our attitudes and practice. So maybe we will see more of this incredible practice take hold in our communities in the future. Until next time, I'm Ryan Shanahan. Stay healthy. And while you're at it, like and subscribe and check out our Patreon. Thanks so much for your support of this channel.